All right, we're gonna do something a little different today. I bought a building for my generator to put it in behind the house so it could stay always in there. It's probably gonna be a little echoey in here because I got the garage door closed. It's about 50 degrees outside and pretty windy, so I don't feel like dealing with that. I'd rather be in here comfortable than have the wind blowing through. But I bought a little building. It's only I don't even remember what size it is. I think it's 4 by 5. It don't say. I think it's 4 by 5 or something like that. It's just big enough to put the generator in and a few little accessories for it, and it'll stay closed unless the generator's running, and then it'll be open. So it's got plenty of air to get to the generator, and but all the rest of the time it'll stay closed. I've unboxed everything at this point. We've laid it all out here on the floor just so it's easier to find everything. Here's all your accessories. You got 2-3 bags of screws, a bunch of hinges, braces, latches, all kinds of stuff, and then little plastic, I guess, washers to kind of waterproof it a little. From the looks of it, the only tool I'm gonna need is probably this impact driver, and that's probably about the only tool I'm gonna need. But we'll see as we get into it. I will. I'm not gonna videotape the whole thing. I'll do a section and video it, and then do a section, video it. I'll show y'all how all it goes together. The instructions are pretty. They're pretty good. This shows you just a blow up of everything that you need, and then the next page is going to be just. Oh, let's lay it here on the floor so you can see a little better. There's your blow up, and then that shows you what it should look like at the end. It's got the roof that opens, and the 2 doors will open on the front. It's made for like garbage cans, but I'm gonna put the generator in it because I want the generator to stay out of the weather and relatively dry and clean, and not just be sitting out in the weather all the time. So that's what I'm gonna use it for. All right, we'll get a couple pieces to put together, then we'll talk about it. All right, so here's your base put together. It's pretty easy. It ain't real difficult. The hardest part is every one of the screws. Let's see if I can focus in. Every one of the screws is on one of those little plastic washers. Well, all those little plastic washers are all hooked together, so you got to rip them all apart. But every corner connects. You can see which one is drilled a little bit bigger than the other one, and it'll screw through the big one into the little one, because these are all metal, like self-tapping screws. And then there's a brace on the inside to keep it square, and it's the same way. There's 4 pre-drilled holes all the way around it, and then it's the same thing. They're all the same screws, and then they each had the little plastic piece on them. I figure with as many of the plastic pieces as there is, that every screw is going to have one, which will make this a little longer to put together. One thing, if your impact has a switch on it to where you can put it on 1, 2, or 3, or whichever brand you're using, like 3 is wide open and 1 is as low as it'll go. So I'm running these on about 2, and then just giving it 1 or 2 ugga-duggas. You don't need to torque these down to 9,000 foot-pounds. That's not needed. All right, so now I guess the next step is going to be putting some walls on, so I'll get back with y'all in a little bit. All right, this is the very first 4 panels that go on. You've got F3, and you just put 3 screws in it at the bottom, and then the F4 wraps around it like so down at the bottom, and then it's got 2 screws that hold it in. And this is your beginning, your start to your building. All right, so here we are, a few more steps down. All the panels pretty much, they all line up pretty evenly. Sometimes you got to tweak it a little. Up here at the top, the last thing you're going to do at this point is put these braces in each corner, and that squares everything up. When you put these poles in, you got to make sure that this hole is up, and then these holes are facing in. That hole is facing in. And then, let me move around to the back here. All these panels, every one of these panels is the same in the middle, except for this one right here. This one right here, this is one panel, this is one panel, this is a panel, and then this is a filler piece in the middle. Well, I tried to put it on the outside in the 2 ridges, and I got the top in, but the bottom wouldn't go in. So I had to put this on the inside. The directions don't tell you that nowhere, so you just got to figure it out, kind of. But there it is so far. Probably gonna cut off for the evening, and we'll start back up tomorrow afternoon. All right, here's the base pretty much done. It's a little noisy right now. It's raining outside, but you got these angle pieces that go on each side. They're marked left and right. This bar that goes across, you've got this plate that goes on first, and then this bar bolts to them. But the whole front, just, you got this here, right? And this is where your doors are going to open at. But this bar is marked left and right, as you can see. Make sure you get it on right, or you'll have to take it back apart. Ask me how I know. But that's pretty much the base done. And now we're going to start with the doors. All right, there's the doors put on. They weren't too bad. It's a little tweaking here and there. The right one just has a slide, and it's got braces. Keep it pretty sturdy. It's pretty sturdy. The left one has latches top and bottom, so that you can lock it, so then you ain't got to worry about it. And when you open them, they'll latch open, and that way you ain't got them flippy floppying around. All right, here's the top. It's hinge side down right now, or no, my bad, hinge side up. So it's sitting down. You got your brackets that square it, and then this bar here, this one right here, the only thing that holds it in is screws from the other side. So you have to lay it on there, put your brackets on there, and then flip it over, get it back in position, and then screw it in. I'd like to say this was an easy task, but by yourself, this is a pain. You definitely need some help. Wife, neighbor, 5-year-old, it doesn't matter. Just need some help, because getting all those panels lined up in all those pieces that are all single pieces, getting them all lined up, getting them all straightened up, and then putting screws in stuff is a pain. So yeah, you need some help. All right, next step's going to be putting it on. All right, so here it is, pretty much finished. I'm going to add some finishing touches to it once I get it over there where I want it at, because right now the lid has nothing that keeps it closed, and it's pretty windy up here. But there's your lid open. There's your lid open. And then you got your doors. These chains, the best I can figure out, is for your trash can lids. To hook to your trash can lid, so when the lid comes up, it opens in. But that's not what I'm going to use them for. I'm going to use them to tie the lid down. I just got to figure out where to hook them at inside. But other than that, I mean, it is finished. Took better part of 2 evenings to do it, but that's all fine. But it's been a chore. Like I said, if you had some help, it would help a lot, because there's a lot of stuff that you need to have somebody help you hold. And with one person, it gets to be tedious and a pain. So, but I don't know. I bought it off Amazon, so if you find one on Amazon, and this will show you pretty much how to put it together. But you just got to follow the directions. The directions are pretty crappy, but the pictures, if you're like me, I read pictures more than I read words, so it's all good. All right, that'll be the end of this one. And if you haven't already, go ahead and click that like button, subscribe, you know, help me out. Trying to build up a few followers anyway, to help people out in life. Starting to get cold outside, so it's going to be a lot more inside stuff. My next project is I'm building a table for one of the for our pastor. His daughter is turning 16, so she wants one of those little, I say little, it's 90 inches long and 30 inches wide, but it's only about 10 or 12 inches tall. It's one of those, it's kind of like a Japanese dining table, I guess. She wants to sit around it with her friends and at her birthday, and I'm building that. I've already got most of it put together. I'll take some pictures and take some video of it. I still got to finish up a few things and do a lot of sanding, and then we'll figure out how I want to finish it. Probably going to flame it and then varnish it. All right.